Spain, the second most visited country in the world, is a true treasure for travels. It has everything: vibrant city, rich history, delicious food, and some of the most exciting nightlife in Europe. When it comes to culture and tradition, Spain stands out, and when it comes to stunning beaches, it's simply unmatched in Europe. This is a country where tradition lives hand in hand with modern life, where on every corner you will find a friendly smile, a glass of wine, and a plate of tapas made with love. Welcome to Spain, a country you can just see, you have to live it. Our first stop is Montserrat Mountain. Just 50 km northwest of Barcelona rises a truly unique site, Montserrat. From a distance, its bold, rocky peaks looks like accident stone idols frozen in the clouds. According to local legends, these shapes were crafted by angels who were bored of looking at the plain landscape. Some of the rock formation even have names. You will find the elephant's head, God's finger, the Holy Virgin's face, and even one called the Mummy. At 725 meters above the sea level, a monastery was built here back in the 9th century. It's been rebuilt many times since, but it still stands today. One of the most important religious cities in Catalonia. Here you will find the famous statue of Black Madonna of Montserrat, discovered in a cave during the Reconquista. Locals believe she helps women find love and become mothers. There is also a boys' choir at the monastery, one of the oldest in the world, and the first written mention of it goes all the way back to the 40th century. Next up is the charming city of Toledo, just 70 kilometers southwest of Madrid. Toledo has seen a lot in its long history. It was once the capital of the Visigothic kingdom and later a royal residence of Castilian kings. Because of its historical importance, Toledo became the seat of the archbishop, a title it still holds today. Here, almost every stone reminds you of the city's glorious past. Just look at the stunning Toledo Cathedral or the Santa Cruz Museum. There is the mighty Alcazar Fortress, the beautiful San Juan de los Reyes Monastery, the Church of Saint Ildefonso, and the iconic San Martin Bridge. The whole city feels like a walk through the Middle Ages, and since 1986 it's been a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But Toledo isn't just about old buildings. It's also famous for its traditional crafts, marzipan sweets, fine swords, and its deep connection to art. This is where the legendary painter El Greco lived and created some of his greatest works. Now let's head northwest to Santiago de Compostela. It's the capital of the Galicia region and one of the most important pilgrimage sites in the Catholic world, right after Rome and Jerusalem. Why? Because legend says the remains of Saint Eugenes, one of the Jesus' closest disciples and the patron saint of Spain, are buried here. During the Middle Ages, the Camino de Santiago, the pilgrimage road to his tomb, was incredibly popular. After centuries of decline, it's now becoming more important than ever again. The city's main landmark in the Cathedral of St. James, built between the 11th and 12th centuries. Even today, it's one of the largest in Europe. But Santiago de Compostela is more than just a cathedral. Its entire old town is considered one of the most beautiful historic districts in the world. It was also one of the first places in Spain to be listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In northern Spain, deep in the Cantabrian mountains, lies one of the country's greatest national wonders, the Picos de Europe National Park. Covering around 600 square kilometers, it's the oldest national park in Spain. A large part of it was protected as early as 1918. Thanks to its long history and incredible beauty, it's now the most visited national reserve on mainland Spain. The park is made up mostly of mountains, with many peaks rising over 2,500 meters. Locals say sailors returning from long journeys use these mountains as landmarks. That's why they call them Peaks of Europe. But the park offers much more than mountains. It's famous in glacial lakes, forests, deep gorges and some of the deepest caves in Spain. It's also home to an amazing variety of wildlife. There are dozens of hiking trails across the park. Some paths through small villages, Persian sites and medieval landmarks. Each one gives you a taste of the region's rich cultural heritage. Now let's travel south to Cordoba, the true game of Entelcha. With over 2000 years of history, this city reached its golden age under Arab rule. From the 80s to the 11th century, Cordoba was the capital of the powerful Caliphate of Cordoba, one of the most important states in the medieval Europe. Even back then, it was the center of art, science and learning. And in terms of population, it was one of the largest cities in the world. Many palaces, mosques and other landmarks was built during that time. Today, Cordoba may seem small, but it was one of the highest number of UNESCO sites of any city, relevant in places like London and Beijing. The city's most famous attraction is the Mosquita, a former mosque turned cathedral. There is also the Roman Bridge and the altar of the Christian monarch, where Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand meet with Christopher Columb before his first voyage. Located on the eastern coast of the Iberian Peninsula, Valencia is the capital of the Valencian community. It's one of the places in Spain where traditional blends beautiful with innovation. The best example of this is the standing city of arts and science, a futuristic complex of 5 incredible buildings. It became one of the Valencia's most iconic sites. But the city also has a rich past. You will find the Cathedral of Valencia, said to hold the Holy Grail, as well as part of the old city walls, a variety of churches and monasteries, and some impressive modernist buildings from the early 20th century. Valencia is also home to over 30 museums, making it paradise for culture lovers. And of course, it's the birthplace of paella and horchata. Add in the city beautiful beaches and you get the perfect mix of culture, food and relaxation. Every March, Valencia exploded with fire and color during Las Fallas, one of the biggest street festivals in Europe, recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Last but not least, Granada. In recent decades, this city has become one of Spain's top travel destinations, and for good reason. Thanks to its fertile lands and strategic location, people have lived here since ancient times. But like Cordoba, Granada reached its peak during the Arab rule. Until the end of the 15th century, it was the last Muslim stronghold on the Iberian Peninsula. The fall of Granada marked the end of Reconquista, a 7th century-long chapter of Spanish history. From that era, the most famous landmark is the Alhambra, a breathtaking fortress that many consider the finest example of modern architecture in Western Europe. From the Christian period, the Granada Cathedral and the nearby Royal Chapel draw the most visitors. It's here that Queen Isabella of Castile and King Ferdinand of Aragon are buried. Sunny Seville takes the 4th spot among Spain's largest cities. It's known as the birthplace of flamenco and the famous Spanish tapas. Seville's history goes back thousands of years, but its golden age began with the discovery of the Americas. The city had a full monopoly on trade with the New World, and back then people used to say, if you haven't seen Seville, you haven't seen a wonder. Honestly, that still rings true today. Modern Seville is a city of narrow streets and beautiful plazas, baroque churches and Moorish patterns, elegant fountains and peaceful parks. There are so many incredible sights that it's hard to choose just a few. The Seville Cathedral is one of the largest Catholic churches in the world. Right next to it, the Royal Alcazar, a palace that has several Spanish monarchs for centuries. Other must-see included the General Archive of the Indies, the Moorish-style Torre del Oro, and the incredibly photogenic Plaza de España. This city is simply full of wonders. And finally, we arrived in Madrid, the vibrant capital of Spain. It's one of Europe's top culture centers where the old meets the new in perfect harmony. Quiet parks and lovely nightlife, grand monuments and high-end shopping, Madrid has it all. For centuries, the city was the heart of one of the world's greatest empires, and many buildings still reflect that powerful past. One of the most impressive is the Royal Palace, built in the 18th century and covering over 100,000 square meters. But Madrid isn't just about royal history. It's also home to the Golden Triangle of art, 3 world-class museums. The Prado Museum, one of the most visited art museums on Earth, the Reina Sofia Center, and the Thyssen-Bornemisza museums. Beyond the museums, you can explore a real ancient Egyptian temple, stroll through the famous San Miguel Market, or take a trip to the nearby countryside full of amazing places to discover. The capital of Catalonia, Barcelona, has been one of the top travel destinations in Europe for decades. There aren't many places in the world where even regular apartment buildings are considered landmarks. In fact, Barcelona is still the only city in the world to have received a gold medal for architecture from the Royal Institute of British Architects. But the city is more than just the buildings. Its streets have winged action tales, from the adventure of chemical Barca to Roman chariots, Visigoth invasions, Muslim rule, the age of discovery, and the rise of the Aragon kings. People come here to admire Gaudi's masterpiece, to get lost in the legend of Gothic Quarter, to stroll down La Rambla and breathe in the fresh Mediterranean air. And when you have seen the main scene, don't forget to drink from the Canelite fountain. As locals say, if you do, you are sure to return to Barcelona. So, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments which place was your favorite. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.